Hello, my beautiful, beautiful friends. This is your friend Kevin. Welcome to my channel. This is your card and your message of the day. Okay, so really quickly, we're using Angel Wisdom Tarot deck by Radley Valentine, illustrations by Dan Craig. This is our card of the day deck. We are using where is that? Divine Masters Oracle deck by Kyle Gray for our card of the week, and our card of the week just happens to be Vajrayogini, the goddess that transcends us from fear. Her point this week is that facing fear leads to the fearlessness of it, and to embrace power. Now, I've been doing some research into Vajrayogini, and there are several videos out there, practices, mantra chants that can help us transcend from the mental fears of the mind, because this particular energy, deity, goddess, who also straddles between Buddhism and Hinduism, is transcending us from spaces that appear physically traumatic and physically difficult, which is what we're facing in a physical realm right now on Earth. The practices of Vajrayogini are supposed to be conducted with permission from the masters and those who practice Buddhism and Hinduism. So I've placed a link in the description that leads you to more information about it. I found it fascinating, but like anything else, it's energy. And if you take this energy on, it's going to do for you whatever it does for you. But I think you should be open-minded enough to absorb what you need to absorb, and then, let everything else go. So my two isms before we get to the card of the day is, I am always in the flow of more and more greatness. Our life, the chapters, the verses, the adventures, the experiences, is a flow of energy that flows from the Creator. At least this is what I believe. You believe what you want to. Through us, to give us, bring us whatever it is the heart is desiring. And that includes everything. If we're desiring to be miserable, if we're desiring to be unhappy, if we're desiring to be less than authentic, perfect, blessed, whatever that is we're desiring, it is going to show up. It's a flow. The other one is perfection is the enemy of progress. Now, this one's a difficult one because most people don't associate the word perfection with the enemy, because we're all searching for it. We're all wanting it. We're all needing it. But the truth, I believe, is we are already perfect. There is a masterpiece that we're made of, that we've got all of these tools, all of these physical attributes, all of these inherent gifts to be able to be amazing people. Because we've got the connection to spirit world, the connection to the divine source energy, creator, whatever you want to call it. And now we've got this physical body that allows us to be the vehicle for doing whatever we want to do. That's perfect, lined up perfectly. Our thought can change what we feel, and our feelings will change what we do. That is perfection. However, if we're seeking it outside ourselves, if we're seeking it beyond who we are, what we are, then that becomes a distraction. It gets in the way of moving forward, because we're too busy waiting for this to be better, waiting for this to be this, waiting for that. And let me tell you something, my friends. The search of perfection is directly linked to the ego And the ego keeps us in that mode of comparison. The reason we don't believe it's right, or we don't believe it's perfect, or we don't believe it's this, or we don't believe it's that, is because somebody else did something that we think we like better. There's nothing wrong with being inspired by someone else, as long as it motivates you to move forward. It doesn't hold you back in this realm of, what do I want to say? Feeling that you're not perfect, or you don't deserve to have it, or you shouldn't be that, this, that, and the other thing. Other people's impression of you is none of your business. All right, Gertrude and Beatrice. Oh, they're telling me to put my feet flat on the floor. Good Lord. Okay, there you are. All right, doing it now. All right, they're flat on the floor. Here we go. Gertrude, how are you? She's just, all I'm seeing now is from her shoulders up. I don't see what she's got on. She's almost invisible, like a Cheshire cat, just grinning. And she's saying to me, what's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that. Okay, well, there you go. I think one more shuffle and then I'm going to choose the card from the top. There we go. Look at this. Oh, Page of Fire. Time to move forward. Time to get down to business. Time to make it happen. So, I like this image because the way Radley described it to all of us who've studied with him, this is the Dreamer card, all grown up. Because I think in the Dreamer card you had a little dog. And here we've got our kimono dragon. The Page of Fire is a person or an energy that is enthusiastic, optimistic, creative, impatient, news of exciting opportunities, allowing your creativity to just go off the charts. Do the things today that fuel the passion down in the deep depths of your belly and finish whatever you got started. Now, the great yogini, Vajrayogini, is basically saying to us, get out of your mind anything that's stopping you from moving forward. The idea is that, well, you know what, I gotta wait, or I don't have it, or I haven't got this, or I haven't got that. Incidentally, today is a number 2 day, universal number 2 in the angel numerology. It is all about do not stop believing and don't give up. Ask for help where you need to ask for help, because everything is going to be okay today. Everything. It does require some gentleness. It does require a cooperative mind. And it does require you to be somewhat loving, be okay with being vulnerable, be okay with being sincere, invoke the divine feminine, but also put to bed any part of yourself that does not have that confidence, that does not have that will to move forward, to do things. I've heard from some of you this week that, and you've all been incredibly helpful. You know, I had my little, well, I'll call it a little meltdown on Thursday, and thankfully, thanks to you and many people like you, business turned up, business kind of like increased. Now it is a thought of mine to keep going this number 2 day. To be okay with being vulnerable, to be okay with sharing what's going on, to be okay with what's happening, and also to be in this flow. That by being honest, that by coming forth with whatever's going on, and you can journal, you can write it all down. While turmoil lives up in here, and the what ifs keep going, and the I don't knows keep going, and then we're looking out the side, left and right, without looking forward. We're seeing other people's life that appears to be all of this, that, and the other thing. You can watch any reality television show and see how that they are pretending. Or you can go on to Nosy Book and look at what's going on there. And I'm being a little ratchet. Oh, Gertrude, stop it. Gertrude is like looking at like, she's poking her nose into all those. They see everything, literally everything. And she's saying, oh my word, as she pushes another jelly donut in her mouth. Oh, these two. Beatrice is basically saying, get it together. They realize and appreciate, as do your guardian angels and your spirit guides. There's a difference. The spirit guides are sometimes those who have walked the earth with us, and sometimes been with us in this physical embodiment and ascend up into spirit. They're still with us. They don't go anywhere. They are actually able to help bring focus to what we're not paying attention to. Because when you go into spirit, you get a review from Archangel Jeremiah that shows you, here is the chapter of your life, and here's where you made a decision to wait or to not act or to not do or to not this. So you've got to either A, get a chance to do it again, or B, see where that would have led you. It's kind of interesting. Where was I going with this? Beatrice, you started this whole story about this and you didn't finish it. Basically, comparison. She's saying other people have their life path, and other people have their life journey, and other people have their own adventures. They are not yours. And this is where the life review gets a bit stuck. Because if there's something within us that isn't completed, if there is an enthusiastic, optimistic passion, as the page of fire is saying, is within our soul that wants to move forward and we're not, then that shows up by the ego as comparing what other people are doing with what we are not doing. That's usually where it is. It's interesting to me, and I'm not knocking people who do cosmetic enhancements. I got into that a little bit, then I got out of it. When someone sees something wrong with this, the face, or there's a flaw in the body, or there's something, it's usually connected to aging, that they feel like they want to change and enhance, if you will, or freshen up. And once again, I'm going to premise this with, I am not knocking or pushing the idea that cosmetic enhancements are wrong. If they make someone feel much better, hello, these are my ideas of cosmetic enhancements. I've got this beautiful skin, I'm going to color it in. That makes sense? I hope it does. Where was I going with that? Beatrice is saying it's a distraction from what really is going on, what's really, really happening. It is the idea that we are not perfect. Well, we really are. If you come from the place of, I'm perfect and I just want this to lift me up a little bit, I just want this to make this a little bit better, or to see this, or want to experience what that looks like, then go for it, do it. There has to be, I think, a fertile mindset, idea to experience it, to see, oh, that might work for me, or yeah, I think I could do that. I think I could use a little lift. But, or I say and, not if it is clouding the beauty that comes within somebody. You know, you can line up 100 people in a row, all of similar heights, similar sizes, similar ages, kind of almost like 100 clones, if you will. And they can be so similar that you can't decide the difference between 1, 2, 3, 4, 96, 97 and on. But there's an energy that's emanating from the inside of every single one of those people. And I'm using this as a hypothetical. And that energy is going to be seen, not physically by the naked eyes, or I should say it's going to be felt. And it's going to be felt as either, whoa, yes, or, oh goodness gracious, no. It's that feeling. My point being, every single one of us has this energy, this vibration, this thing. I call it chi. There's a visualization that many people give, that when the soul leaves the body, there's a light that pops out from the top of the head, and that Shishumi channel or energetic channel or the silver cord or whatever you want to call it, is where the spirit travels. This energy that goes from above our head down and below our feet is what's connecting us to the divine, and we all have it. It doesn't get severed. It doesn't stop. When I was learning to channel energy from spirit world, that's exactly where I went to. It started in my belly, from my navel, and it went down into the ground. So in other words, right at the base of my spine by my tailbone, into the creative center, the second chakra, shot down both legs. So both legs in the heels of the feet creates this energetic pull to the earth. And then it went up into the heart chakra, throat chakra, right through the third eye. And where I see the energy is a bit like wide at the third eye, wide at the throat, huge at the heart, much bigger at the solar plexus, and it narrows down as it goes down through both legs. Beatrice, I'm explaining this. Why am I explaining this? Tell me. You're explaining it because the energy channels that run through us also run out from us. And when our energy channels are bright and light and lifted and passionate and they're on fire, people pick that up. And that becomes the beauty that shines out. There you go. Done. All right. That seems to be it for today. Sorry. It's a bit disjointed, but I think you get the message. Until tomorrow, much love. Thanks for listening, watching, subscribing and sharing. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Hey everybody, we hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe and share it with all your friends. Here's a QR code if you decide you'd like to get a private personal reading with me. I'm available most evenings and on the weekends. Just go over to the website, book in what session, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and then fill in the contact information and I'll be back in touch. And if you feel kind enough, here is a link to my donation button. Energy exchange of any amount is always gratefully received. Until next time, be well, be blessed, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.